What is up, folks? I am here today for my Week 4 match of the PPFC, and today my opponent is none other than Benito, who is he's the co-founder of PPFC March Madness. If you guys remember, I mentioned that last week. It's my match for his 43. So he's in the scene, you could say. However, he's not. I'd say of all the people in our division, he's probably the least experienced, even though, like I said, he is definitely knows his stuff, but he's just he's not quite like, he just hasn't played as much as the rest of us, I guess you could say. Although, to compensate for that, for him being in our division, we give him an extra 5 points just because, why not? Because, just give him a little extra sum, So he's got an extra powerful team as a result of that. So definitely can't be sleeping on him at all, no sir, because he's got very menacing Pokemon, as you can see here at team preview already. However, before we jump into that, you already know we got to do what we always do: talk about the team first. So for me, first and foremost, we got Specs and Amorous. This thing just is so good into his team because his only fairy resists are Volcarona and Terra Steel Serena. So I can pretty much just, click Moonblast and everything, and it should probably get a 2-co on most of his team. So that's just really cool. Mystical Fire was mostly for the Volcarona, just so I could 1v1 that a little bit better if necessary. I could just drop its special attack, and that wouldn't be as scary. Also good for the Serena before it Terra'd. Yeah, and after Terra, for that matter. Also Earth Power, just for coverage, not super necessary, but it's just good. Good coverage with Moonblast can hurt the Steel type Serena for more damage. Yeah, it's just nice to have. And then we got Superpower last move with the Contrary. This is mainly for Hisui and Gudra, because this is actually the strongest move I have against it, because Moonblast does not. I think it barely misses the 2-shot if it's specially defensive or Assault Vest, so Superpower was to help out with that, because it should get the 2-shot on that thing regardless, because it's super effective and all that, plus the contrary boost. Yes sir. So speed, just enough to outspeed base 100s, I think. Pretty sure, because he's got quite a few of those on his team. He's got Staraptor, Volcarona, etc. And then just max special attack and a little bit in special defense. And yeah. Then we got Heatran, who is mainly just here to counter Volcarona and Hisuian Electrode. Hisuian Electrode, I knew was going to be a problem for my team, because I do not have very good ice resist. I do have Toxapex, but that thing's weak to Thunderbolt, obviously. But Heatran is, I thought, was my best answer, because also, I mentioned that the Electrode is a Terra Captain, and one of his Terra types is Ice, and obviously Terra Blast Ice, plus Electric coverage is very scary. However, I thought Heatran was my best bet to handle it, because while it doesn't resist the electric moves, it should still take them reasonably well with special defense investment, because Electrode's not the strongest Pokemon out there, so I felt reasonably good about Heatran dealing with that for me, but also just he's insanely good into Volcarona, because Volcarona really can't touch Heatran at all. So I thought this guy would be super important to bring, because I'm not trying to get swept by Volcarona, no sir. So just got the lefties for recovery, Flash Fire obviously to help out against walling Volcarona, because we don't want to be neutral to fire attacks otherwise. Taunt to stop Volcarona if it wants to Quiver Dance up, that sort of thing. Lava Plume just for Fire Stab, just to do damage to Electrode and stuff, and also always just get a chance for burn, which is nice. Stone Edge just for the one-shot Volcarona if necessary. If it comes down to it. Also, means good damage against the Raptor and stuff. And then Protect, just get a little extra lefties recovery if I need that. And yeah, pretty much just max special defense. I have a little bit in special attack. I think this lets a little bit special attack. Lets me get 2-shot on something with Lava Plume. I don't remember what it was. Maybe Electrode. I don't remember. But yeah, it's there for something. Anywho, next up we got Diancie back again from last week. DNC I thought would be very good because he does have that Staraptor who's very... I don't have a lot of good switch-ins for, but I figured DNC would be my best bet, so we got physically defensive set. Leftovers again, like Heatran just for extra recovery. Diamond Storm to just goob the Staraptor. Also, other mons on his team that are weak to rock, like Zapdos or Volcarona. Very good against all those, plus could always get the defense boost, which would never hurt. Draining Kiss just for extra recovery if I need it. Rocks, because I thought Rocks would be very, very good in this matchup. Because he does, the Volk, if it's not boots, obviously gonna not appreciate those. And also, again, Zapdos, Staraptor, very, very good. Also, Chip in general, I thought it was just gonna be poor in this matchup, so I definitely wanted Hazards. And then Moonblast, just for a little extra damage if I needed it. Mainly, like, I wanted this because it could get a one-shot on Iron Valiant, who's very scary. And I figured it'd be good to have just in case I needed to bring something out just to guarantee get the kill on it. So yeah, got max HP, enough attack I think to two-shot Zapdos reliably with Diamond Storm. I don't remember if this actually two-shots the physically defensive set, but yeah, just have more consistent Diamond Storm damage. A little bit special defense just to help out with stuff like Volcarona if necessary, if I need another switch in for that. And then just the rest in physical defense, so I can take hits from Staraptor as well as I possibly can. Next up, we have Salamence, who this week I decided to bring a Scarf Moxie set, because I thought it would be really cool, and I thought it had a good matchup versus team, because Mence with Scarf outspeeds everything except Booster Energy Valiant or a Scarfer of his own. Because I think just has a great speed tier. Because again, he's got a lot of base 100 bonds. I did not feel inclined to max out speed and risk speed tying stuff that was also base 100 if it happened to be scarfed. I didn't feel like it was that really worth it. Plus, I wanted the adamant nature just so I could do as much damage as possible. And yeah, so yeah, dual wing beat because he doesn't have a ton of good flying resist. He's got like Staraptor and stuff, but yeah, this also helps me. I can outspeed with Scarf and one-shot Valiant, assuming it's not Booster Energy or Scarf. And yeah, just gets the one-shot, assuming I don't miss, but you know. And then Earthquake just has nice coverage combined with dual wing beat. Hits the Goodra for super effective. Hits Steel type Serena if that thing Terra's super effective. Yeah, and yep, and then we just got the Dragon Stab, Dragon Claw, and Outrage because I figured I didn't really know what else to have for my last move. But I figured, his only Fairy type is the Valiant, so if that thing went down, I could just kind of click Outrage for free, I thought. So yeah, this is enough speed to be faster than I think Scarf Samurott. I think this is what I crept for. I think so. Pretty sure what that speed tier is. And then just a little bit in defense, because why not? And then we got Pex back again. Hasn't shown up since week 1, so we got Pexalicious back in the building. So this thing was mainly for Samurott, Hisuian Samurott, and Iron Valiant, because those two mons were looking really scary for my team. I didn't really appreciate them, so I thought, okay, well, Pex can probably take those two on the best, all things considered, because I resist Iron Valiant's Dual Stab. Of course, it could have coverage moves for me, like Thunderbolt or Psychic or T-Punch and Zen Headbutt on the physical side. But I figured it'd be nice to, at the very least, have something to resist the fighting and fairy coverage. And then Hisuian Samurott. Obviously, I don't resist the dark moves, but I can take the water moves with ease. So yeah, I just thought this in general would be my best answer for both those mons. I got the Rocky Helmet just to get some extra chip, and also it's good for punishing Samurott if it goes for like Ceaseless Edge or something like that. I can at least like, if it's going to get up a spike, I can at least get some chip off on it, and also potentially break any Focus Sashes if he was running Focus Sash. Regenerator, obviously. Baneful Bunker just to stall turns a little bit if I needed to, and also just to get the poison on mons if they, I could click it against Samurott or Valiant and potentially get a poison off, or even like stuff like Staraptor or whatever else, any other physical attacker he decided to bring. Okay, we got Recover, which is standard. Venom Shock just for some damage output. If Iron Valiant's poison, Venom Shock will get the one shot, which is sick. It also does good amount to stuff like Samurott if it's also poisoned. So yeah, and the last move just Toxic, because I didn't really know what else to put, and I was like, well, may as well. It could be nice to poison stuff that wouldn't get poisoned by Baneful Bunker, like Volcarona or stuff like that. So I thought it could be worth it, although he does have a fair bit of poison immunities, but I figured it'd still be okay to bring, even if I can't, doesn't really deal with stuff like Hisuian Gudra or Garganackle or stuff like that. I still thought could be worth it. And then we just got mainly just a physically defensive set. I put a little bit of speed to try to be faster than Garganackle if I needed to, although in hindsight, I don't really think that was necessary, but whatever. I just felt like putting extra EVs, so I didn't really think it mattered. And then a little bit of special defense for Volcarona, because this thing can also act as a Volcarona check, unless it has Psychic, but besides that, could switch in fairly well. And then yeah, just rest in physical defense to take hits from Valiant and Samurott mainly. And then last but not least, we got Drake back again. So I was debating between either Decidueye or Cryogonal for my last mons, because I thought Cryogonal had a pretty good matchup versus team. Had a good speed tier, outspeeded most of his guys, and also he just didn't have very good ice resistances. So I thought like an offensive Cryogonal set could have been good versus him, just to deal with stuff like Serena, Staraptor, Zapdos, etc. Can go for Freeze Dry on the Samurott, stuff like that. But ultimately I thought about it and I decided the Decidueye would probably be a better bring this matchup, mainly because I thought it helped me break through his bulkiest Pokemon, which are specifically Uxie and Garganackle, which I looked at my team and I thought, I noticed those guys kind of gave me some issues if I wouldn't be able to deal with them. But Choice Band Decidueye can deal with both of those very easily, because Uxie's not going to appreciate a Terra Ghost boosted Spirit Shackle, and also Garganachi, he's not taking a Leaf Blade banded. So yeah, I thought Decidueye would be the best bring. And I also got Shadow Sneak, which I thought would be useful versus Iron Valiant. If that thing got out of hand, it'd be nice to have some priority, I figured. And yeah, then I just have Defog Glass, because I thought I might as well have some hazard removal, especially if he has that Hisuian Samurott, could be a big issue indeed. I guess we just have the Bandit set, Long Reach, just because, just in case I want to get paralyzed from Static from Zapdos, or Flame Body from Volcarona. I didn't want to deal with any of that, so I thought Long Reach will be the move. And we just got Max Attack Adamant. Max Speed lets me outspeed both Uxie and Zapdos if they're not running any speed investments, so I figured that'd be pretty good. And I just put the other in special defense, because whatever. Also, another reason for bringing Decidueye, I thought it'd be good to have a electric resist, because I did not bring Ting Lu this match because I didn't feel like did all that much really. So I guess I could have brought Terra Ground on Cryogonal, but I think Decidueye just helped out a little bit more, just having something that I can eat electric hits decently well. I figured it would be good for me to have. And so yeah, that's basically the team. Now, if we get onto the matchup right here, so if you look at my opponent's team, he brought the I was anticipating something like this. I wasn't sure if the Garg was going to come, but I figured Staraptor has a really good matchup in my team, and that thing is just really strong and annoying. Same with Electrode, it's just super, it's faster than everything naturally, and it just just has coverage for pretty much everything. Valiant, always scary, of course, and I've noticed he's been liking Gudra and Samurott a lot, so he's bringing those quite a bit, so I figured those would also come, especially because they have a pretty decent matchup into my team as well. So yeah, I did have answers for pretty much everything, so I felt reasonably good going in. And yeah, so let's just why don't we just hop right in, shall we? So turn one, I decided to lead Enamorous because I figured, okay, I look at his team, he's got 0 Fairy Resist, so I thought if I could, it'd be nice to just throw out some Specs Boom Blast and try to get big damage off on anything. Plus, I figured if he wanted to lead Samurott, as long as I wasn't Focus Sash, I could just one-shot it with Moonblast, or at least threaten the one-shot, and he wouldn't be able to get up a spike with Ceaseless Edge in that scenario. However, he does end up leading with the Gudra, which is not great for me because while I can two-shot this thing, I really don't want to stay in here because I don't want to risk like him going for the steal move or whatever and doing a lot of damage or potentially getting the kill versus my Enamorus, so I figured it wouldn't be worth it. So I decided to swap into Heatran. It was my best answer for this thing defensively. In hindsight, I didn't really prep that well for Gudra, I feel like. I mean, I have stuff to deal with it, but I didn't really have anything like that was a solid counter, which I guess is fair because Gudra does have a lot of coverage, so it is kind of hard to have something that can deal with it always. But anywho, I go into Heatran as on the Sludge Bomb, so that worked out perfectly. And now Heatran's in. I just click Lava Plume just to see if I can get some chips because I can't do much to this thing anyway. Try to get the burn, maybe I don't get the burn, but I do get a crit and does quite a bit of damage as he clicks Surf, which is a little bit scary for Heatran. However, he does take that rather well because he is especially defensive, and so, you know, it's not stab, so not the worst spot ever. He decides to double out to Samurott as I just click Protect this turn just to get some more lefties recovery because I really needed Heatran to be healthy this matchup, especially early on. So yeah, and the Protect fails because he switches. Then I Protect again this turn just because I want that lefties as he clicks Ceaseless Edge. And so now I just go to Pex because it's my main answer for this thing as he misses the Ceaseless Edge, which is super unfortunate. The 5% chance to miss, you really hate to see that, but that does work out in my favor because he doesn't get the spike up. And then he clicks Drill Run, gets the crit, which I figured I thought there was a chance he could bring Drill Run for Pex, but Pex deletes it very well as he takes the Rocky Helmet damage. And I just click Toxic. I could have clicked Baneful Bunker this turn, but I figured there's a chance he might just hard swap to something else. And in that scenario, I was like, okay, maybe I could just get the poison on whatever comes in, besides these two idiots. But yeah, he just stays in, and I get the poison either way, so it's fine. I did take a lot of damage from that drill one, but it still works out for me as I just click the Baneful Bunker, so he can get more poison damage. And now I double to Enamorus because I figured he's probably not going to click the water move in front of my Pex. He's probably either going to click Drill Run for super effective damage or click the Ceaseless Edge to try to get a spike up. And Enamorus can switch into either of those because obviously Drill Run, I'm immune to Drill Run, and Ceaseless Edge, I resist, so it should take it fine as he does click Drill Run. And so I just get a free swap to Enamorus, and he goes for Aqua Jet, gets a good amount of chip off, but I just click the Moonblast and get the kill because I figured I could just stay in. And like I said, everything on his team should at the very least get 2-shot by Moonblast. Besides, like maybe these two, if they like max Spadef, can take 2. But I figured maybe it'll be a good chance to get some big chip or just to kill with Enamorus in that turn. So that worked out well. And in comes Big Electrode, who's scary because he's faster than Enamorus, so I have to switch out. And so I go to Heatran, who's my designated switch-in, as he just Volt Switches and doesn't do that much at all. As he brings in Garganacl. So rather than staying in and just like clicking Protect, I didn't want to stay in and click Protect because I figured he could go for the rocks here, and I don't really want him to get up rocks for free like that. So I decided to go to Decidueye because he can threaten it with Leaf Blade, and also if he didn't click rocks, if you want to attack my freaking Heatran, if he had like Earthquake or Body Press or something, then Decidueye could switch into either of those fine, because obviously immune to Body Press, resist the Earthquake. So yeah, as he does just decide to get up the rocks though, and doubles out to his Electrode as I just click Banded Leaf Blade and does a whole lot of damage. This guy's no switch in for sure. But anywho, yeah, I can't stay in because he does have the Terra Blast Ice, which is very scary, so I decide to just go back to Heatran as he doubles out to his Staraptor. So that was a nice play by him. I don't know, he might have done that. He might have thought I was Scarf just in case and didn't want to risk it if Leaf Blade would get the kill. But yeah, I was banded in fact. So or maybe he just read the Heatran swap. I'm not really sure. Either way, this puts him in a pretty good position. So now I have to switch my Heatran back out because I don't want to take the close combat. So my Heatran just had to take rocks damage kind of for no reason, which is not ideal. But regardless, I can stay in here and click Protecto just to get a little bit more lefties. And so now I go DNC because he's my designated switch in for Staraptor. Close combat, I don't resist, so it's still going to do a good amount, but I still take it pretty well. I have my own lefties as he just goes out to Gudra, so I click Diamond Storm just in case he stays in. And yeah, it doesn't do that much obviously because he resists. I do get the defense boost, however I decide, probably shouldn't stay in because he could have that steel move and even still Surf would just hurt. So I decide, okay, Surf, Sludge Bomb. I could probably switch into Pex and be fine, as he does just click Surf. But the problem here is Pex can't really do anything back to Gudra, so kind of at a stalemate as I just Baneful Bunker just to scout, like if he had a move to hit me with, if he was going to go for that, but he does just swap to Electrode. And I go back to Heatran because again, I'm scared of this Electrode as he clicks T-Wave and paralyzes my Heatran, which isn't great, but it's not the end of the world really. I can, Heatran doesn't really need to be fast. I think he's already like, well, no, these two are slower actually, but I'm probably not going to leave Heatran in on those two, all things considered, so excuse me. Not really the worst thing that he got paralyzed, as long as I don't, like, the Parahax doesn't come back to bite me. So he just Volt Switches out, and I take it pretty well, as he just goes back to his Garg, and no burn, because his ability, obviously, and obviously he's not going to do that much damage, because he does resist, so I just double back out into my Decidueye, and at this point I'm like, okay, these rocks are mad annoying, I am not feeling this at all, as it does click Salt Cure, and it does actually do quite a bit with the chip and the rocks damage, which is not great. Salt Cure was annoying for my team. I did consider bringing Covert Cloak on somebody just to have, like, don't have to worry about the Salt Cure chip, but I figured it wasn't worth the cost of running an item on somebody, and I figured I could just play around it, but it is a little bit annoying here. So now, expecting him to switch out, fearing the Leaf Blade, I decided to just click Defog, because I'm like, okay, get these Stealth Rocks out of here. I'm not a fan of these at all. They're really a pain for me when I'm trying to switch around like this. But he does end up just staying in and clicking Recover. I guess he thought he could take the Leaf Blade, or he's just like gonna scout. I'll let you did. But yeah, just go for the Defog instead. And since I am choiced, I kind of have to switch out here because I am locked in. So I double out to Enamorous, which is pretty ballsy on my part. However, I figured, I mean, I guess he could have clicked Salt Cure again, and that would have been bad, but I don't know, I kind of figured I wanted to get Enamorous in case he clicked Rocks again. I didn't want to have to switch in Enamorous after Rocks gets set up again, and then have to take a bunch of chip. So I decided I could try to bring in Enamorous now. I click Earth Power, and it does, it just goops him, does Jackala, but it barely misses out on the kill, sadly. So he is able to click Salt Cure, and it does a lot. I mean, it is super effective. I do just barely live the chip at 9%, so Enamorous looking real weak right now, which is not preferable, but now the rocks are gone. I can just double back out to Decidueye, as I'm expecting him to click Recover, which he does, and Banded Leaf Blade should just be able to get the kill from this range. So I just click it, and sure enough, it does get the kill. It did crit. I'm not sure if that mattered, all things considered. So maybe it did, but I think, like, looking at the calcs, I'm pretty sure Banded Leaf Blade still did like around that much damage regardless. So not sure if that mattered that much, but either way, I mean, I guess if he lived, he could have clicked Salt Cure again, which could have been rough, but I think I still won that situation either way. So down goes Garg, which is beautiful because now both his hazard setters are gone, so I don't have to worry about hazards anymore, which is perfect. So he does bring in Big Staraptor, who's very scary. So I just go back to Dancy because I really don't have anything better to switch into, as he just U-turns out, which is a fair play, and he goes right out to his Iron Valiant, which is always a scary mon to fight, especially when it has that booster energy. Which, would you look at that? He did bring it. He has been booster like every other match he's brought this thing, but it's always been plus attack. So I was kind of anticipating that, but he ends up going with the plus speed this time, which is a little less than optimal. However, it is a little good for me because that means his offenses aren't boosted at all, so my mons should be able to take hits better from it than they would if he was like attack boosted or whatnot. So at this point, I decided to just go to Pex because Samurot's already down, so I don't really think I need this thing that much. I mean, I guess it's okay for Gudra, but I figured, you know, this is my main thing for Valiant, so might as well bring it out. As he does click Moonblast, so he does seem to show that he's a special set, which again kind of caught me off guard because he's brought physical most of the time. But it's not the end of the world. He does have the Psychic, which is very not good, as you can see. I decided I can just get the poison off. Did not Baneful Bunker because I figured he probably, you know, he does seem to be special, so probably wouldn't be the play. And I figured if I could poison this thing, if I can't like go for Venom Shock with Pex, I can at the very least have this thing chipped, and then maybe this Decidueye I can kill it with like Banded Shadow Sneak or something with the residual damage. So that was why I clicked Toxic. Now I double out the Heatran because okay. Moonblast, Psychic, I can switch into those. He's definitely not clicking a fighting move against Pex. Absolutely not. So I just swap out to him as he reveals the Shadow Ball, which is interesting. However, still, Heatran still eats it beautifully. And then, so at this point, I'm like, okay, he's got Moonblast, Psychic, Shadow Ball. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, his last move's probably Focus Blast, or maybe something else. But probably, I thought Focus Blast because I figured he was going to have fighting coverage. So I thought about staying in and protecting here because I was like, okay, I could get some more lefties recovery, but then I was like, oh well, if I get fully paralyzed, then that like that wouldn't really suck, so maybe not worth the risk. So I thought instead I was like, okay, what if I can just stay in a Lava Plume, because I could probably get the kill on this thing, because that's very bad Spadev, and whatever he switches into, if he did swap, it wouldn't like really appreciate Lava Plume. Because I was like, I don't think he's gonna risk the Focus Blast here. If I'm being honest, that was my thought process. So I was like, you know what? I think I can just stay in and click the Lava Plume. But then he does reveal the Aura Sphere, which kills me predictably. So I'll be honest, I forgot this thing got Aura Sphere. I was just like full straight up. Just because whenever I see this thing on the ladder and it is fully special, I feel like it's always Focus Blast for fighting move. I feel like I never see Aura Sphere on this thing, so I forgot. So that was a silly play by me on my part. Didn't need to sack Heatran there. Yeah, that was not optimal play by me. So now Electrode is a little more scary versus my team. However, it is chipped down a good amount, so it's not the worst thing. And yeah, so that was just a silly misplay by me. Didn't need to lose Tran there, but yeah, so it goes. But that poison damage is racking up, which I do like. So I decided to click Baneful Bunker just to see what he's going to do, and also just to get more poison chip, because I figured why not. And I can live one more Psychic as long as it's not a crit, and it does not crit me, and I just click Venoshock and get the kill on the Valiant, which is beautiful, because that thing, now I don't have to worry about that thing destroying my whole team. So now he just brings in his Electrode, and at this point I'm like, okay, I think Mence can just sweep, because it is Scarf Moxie. I think I just click like Dragon Claw or Outrage, because like his fairy type's dead, so I can just like, I think I can just go crazy here. So at this point I was like, I don't think I need Pex anymore, like it's already weak, and I kind of just want the free swap to Mence so I can start clicking buttons. So I decided to leave my Pex in here, expecting him to just kill me, but as you'll see, he clicks the Terra Blast Ice, predicting the swap, and I live on 2%, and I get a recover off, which is pretty crazy. It was not according to plan. However, you guys will see as the battle goes on, it's actually worked in my favor quite a bit. But anywho, so doesn't kill the Pex, misses the T-Wave, which is very unfortunate. So now I get another recover off, and I'm just back to full. So I click Baneful Bunker just to see what he's doing. I just stay in, let him paralyze me, because I was like, okay, I don't care. I click Recover again, because at this point, again, I was like, okay, I just want to bring in Mence so I can sweep. But think he didn't have his only electric move was Volt Switch, I'm pretty sure. So I don't actually think he could kill me, because it doesn't. First of all, it doesn't even two-shot me, but also whenever he clicks it, he's gonna switch out, so he can't really break through Pex, which is funny. So I just click recover again, because I was like, okay, I don't really know what to do here. As he brings in Gudra, which is not great because I Pex just can't touch it with anything. Like he's just immune. I have 3 poison moves and he's a steel type, so yeah, this is not the best position to be in. Also, this Gudra keeps getting lefties recovery back, which is not good because I need damage on this thing, because from this range you could very easily live an attack and then revenge kill something like Enamorous or Mence. So I really wanted this thing to stay chipped and not just keep getting lefties recovery back. So I did Baneful Bunker just to see what he's gonna do, because I figured, okay, he's gonna get more lefties recovery, but I think it's worth it just to see what his play here is, so I can act on that. As he does just click Draco, and I was like, okay, I could probably switch out here. As he doubles out to Electrode, catching me on the switch, so that's a good play by him. But yes, so I did bring in Enamorous, trying to bait the Draco, but obviously now I can't stay in, so I switch back out. I go into Decidueye, expecting Volt Switch, but even if you click Terra Blast Ice, that was like whatever, because I was like, okay, Decidueye probably dies, but then I get to swap to Mence, and then I can start doing stuff, right? But he does just click the Volt Switch, which is fine, as he brings in Staraptor. And so now I go out to Diancie, as expected, and he just U-turns, which is fine. And then he brings in Gudra, and obviously I can't stay in because I'm scared. I mean, I could, but Surf's gonna hurt, and I was not gonna do that much with Moonblast. So I was like, okay, if he clicks Surf here, which I think is likely because I don't think he actually has a Steel move on the set, then I should be able to bring in Decidueye and he can live a Surf. And sure enough, that's exactly what happens. At this point, I was like, okay, now I can go for the Terra Spirit Shackle, and that should do enough chip to Gudra that I can revenge kill it later, which is exactly the plan. So I willingly let the Decidueye go down here because I figured, okay, I just really need chip on this thing so it can go down easily and I don't have to worry about it living hits. So the Decidueye goes down, but the Gudra is now low, which is exactly what I want. And now I just go hard Mence, and I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this. It's time to win, baby. And I'll go all in, and I click that Scarf Outrage, and I'm like, this is it, baby. This is GG. As he just sacks the Electrode, but then he has the Aftermath, which I forgot about. I just assumed he's gonna be static or something, but he does have the Aftermath. Excuse me. And so my Mence takes a little chip, which is not great, because as you will see, now he goes out to his Staraptor, and my idea was that, okay, as long as Mence is full, even if the off chance this thing happens to be Scarf also, and it's full speed and it's faster than me, as long as Mence is full, it should still take a Brave Bird, I'm pretty sure. However, that Aftermath just chipped me, and I'm locked into Outrage, so I can't swap, so he does turn out to be Scarfed, and Brave Bird does kill me, so that was very unfortunate. In hindsight, I really probably should have just clicked Dragon Claw. I thought Outrage would get the kill on everybody, so I was just I thought that wouldn't be a problem, but that Aftermath ended up screwing me over, so yeah, definitely probably should have clicked Dragon Claw, so that way I would have been able to switch out to the ANC scenario, but yeah, that's unfortunate. So now at this point, I'm like, okay, wait, Staraptor is actually kind of scary. This thing could sweep the rest of my team. This is not a great position for me. Mence is down, so I was like, okay, what am I doing? So I go to Yancey here because I'm like, okay, he's Scarf, he's locked in the Brave Bird, obviously, so Yancey can just come in and do whatever. And I figured he's probably not going to stay in. He's probably going to click Moonblast, or excuse, he's going to swap to his Gudra to resist whatever. So I decided to click Moonblast on the swap, just give more damage on the Gudra, and it barely just misses the kill, but brings him down to the reds. And at this point I just stay in, because I'm like, okay, you should only have surf to hit me, and I should be able to live that decently, and I can just pick up the kill on this thing, which I end up doing. Because at this point, I'm like, okay, Diancie was my main Staraptor answer, but I think Pex can just handle it from here, because Pex is at full. It's also physically defensive, and like if I can just like poison it or like Baneful Bunker, because it seems like he has all like contact moves, so I should be able to get the poison guaranteed, take some hits, and then like he'll take the recoil damage from Brave Bird or whatever he clicks, plus my Rocky Helmet, and I should be able to beat it that way. So I let my Diancie take the chip just to get the kill. He does go out to Staraptor, and now I just do my Pex shenanigans. It clicks Brave Bird, does a lot, but I do just barely live. So he takes recoil plus Rocky Helmet, and now I click Baneful Bunker, so he makes contact and gets poisoned. And now I just guaranteed get the kill. I just stay and click Venoshock, because as long as he doesn't crit me, he's not gonna kill me. And even if he did crit me, I had like 2 other mons that like probably, I mean if he was choiced in the Brave Bird Diancie, probably could have come in and take a hit. But yes, he doesn't crit me. I do live, and he actually ends up just dying to the recoil plus Rocky Helmet, so I didn't even need to click Venoshock. But yes, that is the game right there, folks. So GG to my man Benito. This is actually one of the closer games, because my man's not been doing super well, unfortunately. But he did almost give me a run for my money there. That Staraptor was scary. He did make some trades with his team recently, and I think they worked out very well for him, because Staraptor was one of those mons he traded for, which I think was a very good investment indeed. However, I did manage to turn it around. However, if I did stack the Pex like was planned, then I might not have been able to turn it around. I might have actually just lost to Staraptor in the end, so that would have been very ironic. But things work out funny sometimes, I suppose. But yeah, GG. That was a pretty close match, but we do snag another win this season. So currently my record is 2-2, which isn't great, but it's not like horrible either. However, I am still currently I'm in 6th place in the draft order out of 8 for our division. So, and only top 4 get into playoffs. So right now I'm still not qualified. However, we will try. Hopefully, if I can just win the rest of my matches, then I should get into playoffs regardless. However, it is going to be a little bit challenging to do that, because, well, my next opponent next week, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but yeah, it's going to be a challenge for us, to say the least. It's someone you guys probably know well that I'll have to go up against, which it's going to be scary for sure, but we will get to that when we get to that. But for now, we take another win. We'll have to see. The point diff could have been better. I wasn't expecting to lose as many mons as I did. Maybe if I played smarter, I could have preserved them. Like, Heatran didn't have to die, but it is what it is. Even though point diff could have been better, like, it's still a win, so I'll still take it. But yeah, we will see what happens. Hopefully, the goal of playoffs is still in sight. We'll see. It's not looking great right now, because again, 6th place. But we'll see if we can turn it around. I still think there's a chance. But anyway, that's gonna be it from me. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll catch you all for week 5 whenever that drops. So take it easy.